you're losing it, man.
Yes,
Get
I
in
am losing it.
control, Miss Mary. Control yourself. uh,
Hey, guess what? We're live.
I did that again. Oh, no. Hello.
Yeah, and the first thing they're going to hear is, you're losing it.
I was just setting the mood for the weather.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, y'all are listening to the Dork Table here on reallibertymedia.com, channel 3, or the rlmradio.xyz site, or all kinds of other places. And yeah, oh, I'm losing it. But we're ready for me to lose it, so it's all good. It's all good. Okay, I got to open up Twitter. I even didn't get that. See, I am losing it. I was out playing in the yard, and
no, you aren't. That's not what that. That's just lying.
Well, I was.
I know what you were playing with, and it wasn't a yard. A lot of guys say it's a yard, but it's not a yard. It's like 3 inches.
I've heard something very similar to that.
Dork Table again, Miss Mary?
Yeah, we're at the Dork Table here on the RLM. And oh my goodness, I gotta tweet us out because
we gotta get all tweety here.
I know.
Tweet.
Okay.
I thought I saw the putty tat. I did saw the putty tat.
That's a bad putty tat.
Yeah, they're all bad. You know, even Dr. Cooper has his evil side.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know my cats do.
He likes to come in and out like he's in a fucking hotel and sit on the rail and wait for me to come by the door so I'll carry him upstairs like a baby. Yeah, he won't go up there without adult supervision.
Well,
it's a very weird cat, but I think he has me trained.
Oh, I'm sure.
So, do we have anybody on the RL&M this Saturday here?
Well, let's see. Let me look over here in the corner pocket real quick. I see Moosey is over here, and I'm here, and I got a duck first thing. Hot damn! I don't see Sock Puppet.
Sock.
We're wanting to know if you're okay. You and Free Enslaved are the two that I know of down there in Florida.
Okay, Free is on, and I saw Sock earlier. He posted a picture of the sky in his realm, and it did look bleak. It was very gray and cloudy, very ominous.
Ooh. Creepy.
Yeah.
And you know, I was watching some of those vids last night of some of the weirdness going on down there, and I thought, holy crap, I need to quit being such a whiny ass out here, because you know, we had a blizzard the end of April, 1st of May this year. And yeah, the wind was blowing 90 to nothing, and I couldn't open the frickin' door. But I'm saying the wind's blowing 90 to nothing, and basically we had, you know, between 50 and 70 mile an hour winds out here, just constant for about a day. And it had a lot of snow with it, and it sucked having to go out there and shovel myself out of it, but God, you triple that, and that's what they're dealing with right now. It's like, holy crap, I got to quit being such a whiny ass out here.
Is this your way of shirking your hello responsibilities to the kind folk at the RL&M and other places?
It's a squirrel moment.
I'm telling you, 7 after, you haven't said hi to Asmo yet.
Oh, well, okay, but over here on that effing site, I see that Katie Troxel is here. And I'm here. Yeah, and Grimmy is over here. And I see Java Doctor has been posting stuff over here as well. So, hey.
Java Doctor.
And Bungle Grimmy in the Jungle even.
Oh, yeah, I remember Bungle.
Yeah.
Hey, Bungle. Cool.
All kind of people. And Moosey was over here, too. Or at least last night. The Moose. I see Sock. Yay.
Hey, there he is. Yeah.
Okay, and over here in the RLM, which is where you need to be if you want to give us static, because that's where we kind of sort of almost pay attention.
I'm even trying to read the chat.
Yeah, hey, there you go.
See, I have my reading glasses on and everything.
Oh, sweet. Well, Barman is right up top. Because
It's
barman's got to be
it's
right up
harder.
top.
Yeah, it's a lot harder to read with my pants on than with them off. I don't know why, but
Because
it
you need
did
that
limit
third eye.
it did limit my work experience in the slave market.
Ah. Hmm.
Never mind. That was a wiener joke that just went.
Never mind. Okay.
Barman!
Yeah, barman is right up top, closely followed by Cowboy Tech. Hey,
And
Cowboy.
Cowboy Tech.
Diddy up
Hey.
do, Cowboy.
Hey, hey, he's our very own RLM Cowboy Tech. We only got one.
I know. It's way cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, well. In any
Just
case,
saying that.
I also see Grimmy is here, as well as the lovely
Okay.
Moose Girl, the dynamic
Heck
duo
yeah.
of the Freakers Ball. Ta ta ta
I saw
ta.
I saw Kate post that she had some errands to run before the show was even on. So she's probably just left it running.
Okay,
and
well, I'll
we'll
just leave
return-
Kate. I'll say hey
Yeah,
to
don't
Kate
say hi to
anyway.
Kate until she gets back.
No, I'll say hi to Kate now. Hi, Kate.
I won't.
Well, you don't have to. But Asmo is here, Asmodeus.
Asmo. Hey, look
And
at our
BTC
our
Bob.
so fat.
Ha ha
No.
ha ha.
Bobs.
Look, they're counting, and they're counting in double digits. I'm so impressed.
Ooh.
Chalcedony is here,
Donnie.
and a double dip and a Chloe in the house.
Chloe!
Free Enslaved is also here. Hey, Free Enslaved.
Enslaved.
Sweet.
Glug,
Yay.
glug, 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 glug.
Our Florida contingent is still here. If you need me to, I'll send some flying monkeys down to help. I also see
Okay.
that I'm kind of sort of here. I'm being a little
Not
on the
to-
dorkular side.
Not as much as you think.
Yeah, well, that's true. IB Don C is here as well, and you know what, Don? I still have that picture up of your puppies, and I think I saw the 8th one.
Wow, 8 of them, huh?
Yeah, 8 puppies. That's a lot of puppies.
Yeah.
That's a
boy,
lot of
I
lay on the floor and let the puppies crawl all over you and just laugh like a maniac. Oh wait, that's what I do.
Oh. Man. At work?
Well at work. Oh,
I
if
know
I
you
could get
country
paid to do that,
bumpkin.
damn, that would be the life.
You're a country bumpkin, so I don't doubt that you would.
Yeah. Okay.
You're not city material, Mary. I hate to tell you, but no.
No, I'm not.
Starbucks would not. You would feel like shitting in a Starbucks and want to leave. Trust
Yeah.
me.
Oh, I've been in one Starbucks, and that was one too many. Yeah, I don't need to
Yeah.
go back. In any
You
case,
remember who you said hi to, right?
yeah, so far,
Ooh.
yeah, Java Doctor, and JJ's is here. Hey, JJ's the crazy man from Scotland. Juana Taco is here, and okay, what's that sock puppet? You got one of those sumo outfits in case Irma takes you for a ride. That would be sweet. Is that one of those inflatable bubble? Okay, now I got to click on the link. I want to see. That would be fun. Sweet.
In a bubble.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Instead of cars, that's
Uh-huh.
what people should travel in. Fuck all these cars. You just get a bubble with wheels, inside in a seat, and you got to pedal it.
Yeah, and then when someone
All-terrain.
runs into you, you just kind of start becoming
That-
the
yeah,
ball in a
so
pinball
what?
machine. That would be fun.
You design it so that they can't fall. Come on.
I know, weebles
have-
wobble, but they don't fall down.
We've got brilliant designers on this planet that can invent anything. They're just kind of hindered by the fucking law and this screwed up money system we have.
So throw away the money and just go out and design and have fun. Be free. Juana
Yeah,
Taco.
yeah.
Meisterbar party.
Hey, Woody.
Yeah,
I know Woody.
it's the
Woody
Woodman.
Woody lives in Washington where it's weird.
Yeah. We also got
I-
North
I've
Force
heard it.
here, and North Force is sucking today
North-
because the wind's out of the south out in my neck of the woods. He's going.
Just like that stuff. I know all about you, little woman.
And you know what? I'm still bummer dooted because I think my.
Ah, that's so cool.
Okay, the batteries
I don't
are
know how
running
you
really
do
low,
that.
so that was a slow and tortured fart there. But my
I can
fart
do it
machine
with
is
my hands.
feeling somewhat. I need to change the batteries. Okay. Rain! Rain is falling in Florida.
Hey!
Rain! And RLM Fluke, the Vanna White of the RLM channel, don't you know? Or the cybernetic one, at least.
Go ahead. The Fluke is back, yes.
Oh, God, that's such a creeper Magoo voice. Damn.
You have no idea.
Yeah, yeah. Cirque, I'm sorry. Rob Works is here, and he fired up the bubbler for us. Cool beans. Tip Bob is also here. The other half of the Bob twins.
Oh, our Bobs. We must have many Bobs at the RLNM.
Yes, we must. Bobs, Bob.
Bobs.
Yeah. We also have a phantom in the house. Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men?
The phantom. I saw him in the...
You seen a phantom?
Twice.
Eek! Okay, Alan B is here as well. Did you know that? I think you know that guy.
I know him.
Yeah, and Beetle!
Beetle and my little brother at the same table. Whoop, whoop.
I know. Beetle, do you have Pippi on your lap? Inquiring minds want to know.
No, I don't want to know.
Well, I do. Dimma is also here.
I got in my lap.
I don't want to know.
Well, I think you do then. You've already figured it out.
Yeah. Dorky Lynn is also here, as well as Flash Nasty. Geez, I wonder who that Flash Nasty guy is. Hey, wait a minute. I remember seeing another dork. Did I bypass another? Where did Dorkular Vinny go? Did Dorkular Vinny fall out?
Yeah, Vincent. Yeah, because I don't see him.
Damn it,
he was
Vinny.
Here reporting live from Las Vegas.
There he was gone.
He'll be working the men's room at the Hilton between 4 and 9.
Please wash your hands.
That's what he's going to be doing, washing rich people's hands for tips.
Ew. Ew. Do you know where those hands have been? Ew. Okay, we got a double dip on a Frumpy here, too. We got a Frumpy 1 and a Frumpy 2, because you got to have a new improved Frumpy every once in a while.
I don't get it.
And I'm frumpy today. I'm wearing my frumpy pants and just, yeah.
Yeah, they're boosting our ratings, breaking in here and going in twice.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
well, it'll look like we have 12 listeners.
I know. Holy smokes.
Easy.
We also have a Jehovah 1 who is smiting and smoting all over the place. I needed a drink real fast, but yeah, Jehovah is smiting and smoting all over the place with some assistance by our able-bodied and not so efficient, thank God they're not so efficient, gooberment. And harp. See, that's where the harps come in. You hear the harp playing and all kind of shit pops up all over the place. And there's a mouth harp. Booyah! Oh, we got a free and dork now. Cool. Cowboy just fell out, and so did Trust No One.
He'll be back.
Damn it.
Or he had to work. You know, sometimes the guy does stuff for his friends on the weekend.
Yeah.
Cowboy's quite the handy fellow, from what I've read.
Yeah. We also got a kazoo in the house. Kazoo? Okay.
Wow.
I got to find my kazoo. I think I know where it is.
Really?
Yeah, I think I do.
During the show?
No, I'm not going to go.
Okay.
Oh, Rain is one of the listeners. Yay, Rain! Yay!
Oh, I feel so special now, Miss Mary. I feel special.
You should, because you are. You even ride a short bus, even though it's probably not visible to the rest of us.
No, it's an invisible short bus. How did you know? You must have one, too.
Yeah, I do.
Because you know what they say, takes one to know one.
Yeah, mine's got glitter. I also see Moy is here. Moy. Yeah. And Nelson Dubois. Hi, Nelson Dubois. And poxified. We are poxified. I wonder. I'm going to have to contemplate what it feels like to be poxified. Okay, I'm done.
Just make something up. Who's gonna research it? Come on, we're doing a dork table. You
I
can be
know.
what you like.
You know, when you're
There's
poxified,
no
you get all
filter.
pawn sauced.
Hey, you're gonna start. See, you're gonna start an international incident right here before our very eyes.
Egad! Thank God it's
Telling you.
not video. Sock puppet!
Hey, sock.
Sock is having, and Sock is being rather vaporous because he's gone. He's a windy feller. And
I
to
was
round out the crew, the one, the only, the torque testicle, which that really sounds like a personal problem to me, but hey,
Clark.
the wheels on the dork bus go round and round, round and round, round and round.
The dork bus goes round and round. Jeez. Yeah. Be careful with them spurs there, sock. You're gonna bruise your doggy.
That's right. That's why I got Nerf spurs. Hee hee hee.
Wow. Okay.
And a
I don't know
licorice
how that
whip.
happened. So
Yeah.
here we are once again on the dork table.
And you
talking
should
about
be impressed with me because 19 minutes
19
after.
minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna write you a certificate of honor and send it to you through the email.
Yeah, a dorkular certificate.
And
Booyah.
I'm gonna give you the special Jew discount of 8% off. 10 if you pay in 2 days, 12 if you pay in cash, and 15 if you throw in a living relative.
Oh, oh, you don't want a dead one, huh? Damn
No,
it.
make less profit off the dead ones. The live ones, you can actually use them for things.
Oh.
Yeah. Do you know
Oh?
somebody came on the RLM just the other day,
Uh-huh.
and you know what this here fella done?
What?
Okay, the way I look at it is these are names on a screen on a public site that anybody can read. Okay, and I find it kind of rude that some of these people get on the internet and ask you personal financial questions that if you did it in person, you wouldn't do it in front of 20 people. You'd do it in private.
Yeah.
And then when I refuse to answer, they make up the answer for me.
Oh. Hey,
Yeah.
well, because they're psychic, and they can and tune into your vibration and go, yeah, he made a cow today. And
Right, but,
yesterday he made a boiled egg. That's what I
for
made.
for some reason on the internet world, Miss Mary, people seem to believe that they can have some kind of judgment on you based on the story you tell them about how much money you make. And I could say anything I fucking want on here. It's the radio. How do you know whether what I say is true or not? And just because I won't, brag about stuff doesn't mean I don't have anything to brag about.
Ah.
See, my logic to this is, if you don't want everybody to bother you, don't tell everybody to come over and have a free, steak at your house, and they won't show up so often.
Well, yeah, don't let them know where you live. They go.
Right? Yeah. But we get people that get on the RLM every once in a while, and they corner you, and they want these personal questions answered. And if you refuse to answer it, they answer it for you, and then mock you for being whatever it is you've been accused of. And I was amused.
Well, that's the other thing I find amusing is, they do that kind of stuff. And then they also say, oh, well, your IQ is not very high. And they don't realize that the only way you can measure IQ is by measuring how well the left brain works. They're not measuring how well the right brain works as well. And maybe someone is a very right brain, very, very creative individual. And so they don't do well on tests, but oh my God, you give them something to create or something to, come up with a solution for, which I think that's predominantly a right brain, because you have to have imagination to come up with a solution for something. And so they judge people because they're not as left-brained as that individual is. And it's like, really? I would prefer to be a little bit more balanced than that. Not that I'm balanced by any stretch of the imagination, but because I weeble wobble.
Nah, I don't think any of us are. We're just alive. And
Oh,
you can interpret the next guy however you feel like interpreting. It's not important. It doesn't change your life to hear what I think of how wonderful I am. Oh, I have a boat. Oh, I have a car. Oh, I have a house. Big fucking deal.
I have a bird finger.
Right, right. Well,
Who
I just
decided
don't.
that's the bird finger? That's
That I believe the story I heard about the guys that used to shoot the bow and arrow in the days,
uh-huh.
and they'd capture the enemy archer,
Uh-huh.
and to punish him, they'd cut off the tip of his middle finger so he couldn't hold the bowstring because you
Ah.
can't aim the bow without a middle finger. And I've heard that that comes from that particular story, but I don't know. I'm
Ah.
just
Hmm. I did not know that. See, you learn something valuable every day.
yeah, but I'm not swearing that that's the truth, but that's the story that I was convinced of. See? It's a history thing, you know? Either you
Ah.
believe it or you don't. And some things are just so fucking far-fetched that there's no way you can convince me that they're real.
Hmm. Hmm.
Or that you really have a physical, mental understanding of the thing you're preaching to me. I think you're just repeating what other people convinced you of. That's how I feel. I'm convinced of certain things by other influence, and therefore I feel confident to repeat it. And sometimes I think the proof that you need to do these things is lacking.
Yeah.
Okay, here I got a question about the hurricane for you, right?
Uh-huh.
And this I don't know fuck all about satellites. I'm not claiming you're an expert either, but there's this fucking 120-mile wide hurricane.
Uh-huh.
Where are all the satellites going? How come the satellites aren't, pieces aren't falling to the earth and, landing on houses?
Because there's so much more water than there is dirt.
Well, I don't know. But Cirque and others will say, well, it's flying higher up in the atmosphere. How high is the storm?
Them
I'm going
buggers
on
get pretty high.
right, I don't know. I'm going off other people's opinions about things they've been told or read, and then I've got to make an opinion based on that. So in my world, there's really no proof of anything except for the physical things that you see me do. Everything else is bullshit. So
Ah.
if I don't have a job or I don't pay income tax or whatever the fuck your problem is with me, wow, what has that got to do with anything?
Um.
I mean, it's as
Um.
ridiculous as trying to explain to somebody how knowledgeable I am about hurricanes and the atmosphere. I'm not. I don't even care. Care less. What use is the knowledge? We're having a hurricane and it's coming in at a category 5, winds expected to be in excess of 200 miles an hour. All that's just jibber jabber. Who fucking cares? We got a hurricane, end of story. Get the fuck out.
The big,
or
bad,
or
nasty storm coming.
you know, or hunker down. And we've got this whole society of people that think they're experts on everything now because we've got video links provided by the same fucking idiots that are inoculating the kids.
Yeah.
So, eh?
Oh?
I'm a little disturbed with the world today, Miss Mary, I'm telling you. And
Yeah.
I'm all over the place with it.
Yeah. See, and this morning when I woke up my computer, Ross or Russ, gosh darn, I can't think of his last name now, over on Fakey Book tagged me in a link, so I went to look at it, and apparently Australia is suing the AMA over vaccines. And it's like, okay, people, and I've gotten into this argument with people before, or maybe not necessarily an argument, because I just walk away. If it comforts them to think that way, whatever. But we will get into a discussion until someone gets cranky, and then it's like, okay, I'm done. This is just cybernetic. I'm walking away. But they say, oh, but there's not that much thimerosal in one vaccine, or that much formaldehyde, or that much fluoride, or that much. It's below the limit. And I look at him and I say, that's one. That's one.
Mm-hmm.
But when you give children 6 or 7 injections
Yeah, I think if
before
you give
they
them any
leave the
injection-
hospital right
Yeah.
after
No, I
they're
don't think any
born,
of it.
don't tell me that that's still below the acceptable limits, because that's
Fuck their
way
acceptable
over what the EPA says is okay to have in your frickin' drinking water, and that actually gets filtered through your digestive system. This you're injected straight into the bloodstream, goes straight to the brain, straight
as
to
an
the heart,
adult,
straight
too.
to the kidneys. Yeah.
But
So
wait, see what I mean? And these are the same people that try to explain life to you.
yeah.
Now, if they'll lie to you about one thing, then how can you trust any of it?
Yeah.
If you can't see it, you know what? Something upset me the other day. I saw on the RLNM.
What was that?
Oh yeah, I was aware there was an earthquake in Mexico, down in the south by the border of whatever the fuck country they border, Belize or something, and it was a 8.1 when I read it. And I read somebody said on there the death count wasn't high enough in the earthquake, and I went, wow. I didn't, I didn't not know that there were cruel bastards in the world that wish, more shit on a guy that's already in a puddle of shit. But
Yeah.
I didn't know that I was associating with that kind of person. And it was disappointing. I was still mad about it this morning. But I'm over it now, Miss Mary. Don't you feel
good.
so good for him? Yeah,
Oh, hey,
I
we
just-
got a deep dork Vin. Ooh, yeah, I think he's
he
bragging
came back,
just a bit.
He came back a few minutes ago. And yeah, Free and Dork was making a comment about the banking, and I guess he thought it got away from me. He said delete the comment, but I understand that playing in the game is feeding it. I understand that completely. There's no way around it except living on a mountain, wiping your ass with rabbits and chasing shit for fun and entertainment. My wife doesn't want to live like that, so
Yeah.
we do this instead. If it was up to me, I would not choose the life I have. I would do other things, but my wife likes her life, so I joined hers.
There you go.
And that was my decision to make, and it's just, I guess trying to explain how I live to other people sounds like a story because they don't know me.
Well, yeah.
And some of the things that I say to somebody that's got a 9-to-5 job or whatever, a career and went to school and all that, those people are taught to look down on people like me.
Yeah.
Because I was young telling them to stuff their fucking school system and where the hole, find a wet hole and put it in it and leave me alone. I don't want none of this shit. Yeah, about 12 years old. I'd had enough. And now I have a relative that comes on the RLM that he knows me, but if you didn't know me, you would wonder, how did I live this fucking long without being involved in the game?
Yep. Uh-oh.
Or maybe my age isn't given away by my voice. I don't know.
I just got ducked.
I got you and your fucking ducks. Hey, Becky Haynes.
I am not
birthday
doing that to a
today.
duck.
Oh, Becky Haynes had a birthday today.
Happy birthday, Becky!
I don't know this, but I seen her on Skype because I'm still doing the Skype. But I'm gonna check into that Rackatoo and try what Grimner does.
See, now I tried to do that, and for some dumb reason, it just will not. And I don't know if it's because of my internet provider or what. Because
it'd be the bandwidth. I think if you don't have a certain amount of it, it won't work.
That's
what I. Okay, I got plenty of that, but I don't know how to do all this crap. I'm just too lazy to learn how to broadcast, I guess. Or it just seems pointless because I really couldn't do the show without somebody to chat to. I'm not a solo act. Oh, and I did one more time listen to Rob Works do Smoke and Mirrors, the first show with Eddie Craig. Man, if you haven't heard that particular show, it's got over 300 views already. And it,
Sweet.
He's been on YouTube with it. And I gave it another listen, and hearing it again, it reinforces that. Wow, we've been so scammed everywhere. It's not just where you live.
Yeah.
It's the same fucking thing here, and I got the same feelings about the same people here that I had where I came from. Leave me alone. I won't bother you. You don't bother me. Everybody gets along just fine. And that's how it works.
Ah. Vinny
See,
says
it's,
Becky's birthday was last week, which I was thinking it was last
oh,
week.
okay.
Skype
Well,
is wrong.
I,
But you
I
know
think
that
Scott,
whole that free energy stuff that you were talking about? I've
uh,
listened to a few other um undisclosed or something like that. It's on Netflix. Gosh darn it. He's the guy that does the Serious Project. I can see him, but I can't. But his name is not popping up to the forefront. In any
okay.
case, he was saying that everybody confuses, and
Hmm.
not necessarily in that. I just whatever. In any case, said everybody confuses free energy with it's not going to cost you anything.
Right, right,
But
right.
the way free is used in this, just like with Tesla, it's free energy because it is available to everyone if you have what you
A
need in
machine,
order to
right,
tap into it. That
right.
is what they mean by it's free energy. And
Yeah.
there's so many things out there that just we generate energy. Just
Hmm.
and one of the physicists in that video that I watched on Netflix was saying that in 1 cubic inch of what we would call empty space or
Hmm.
air, there's
Yeah.
enough to power a city for, I don't remember if he said, like a day or something like that, but
Right,
I mean,
whatever
it
it
was
is.
just an astronomical amount
Mhm.
of power in one
Mhm.
cubic inch of what we consider empty space.
Because we're taught to chase all the wrong things in
Yep.
life.
Yep.
Every one of us. And then by the time you find out, you're too old to do anything about it. Yeah.
And yet, are you really too old to do anything about it? Because age really is just how many
Hey,
laps you
Robert.
do around the sun.
Okay, maybe so, but still, if you look at the reality of the life that we are in, these people are stuck on intellectual property now. This is a new fucking chant of the inventor. Intellectual property. And I think intellectual is the problem, right behind communication.
Yeah.
Stop. It's so complicated and so out of control that it's just not ever going to it's just constantly going to get worse. There is no fixing this shit we're in. Even here in Denmark, where I'm at, they got the same system. If they don't spend this amount of money before this date and time, they don't get the next bunch of money. And what the city did was screwed the businesses up in the heat, the time of where they're going to make the most money of the year doing a construction job, because they want to get more money from the state in the next thing, the next cycle.
Yeah.
Just like where you're from, ain't no, same fucking thing.
Yeah.
Me and Mohammed were just talking about it the other day, and he says to me, the masses, because he deals with the public on a daily basis, he says they don't get it. They
No.
don't care. They don't give a shit. They don't understand. It doesn't interest them. Maybe 1 out of 10 people.
Yeah.
Mm.
But
And then
one
the
out of
1 out.
10 is a tipping point.
Nah, well, maybe it is, but there's so damn. All right, it's like if you get ill, there is a point where you're so damaged that you can never be repaired back to zero again. You're always going to lean towards damaged. You're in the oil business. You should know what I'm talking about.
Well, going to lean towards the known.
Yeah, because you've already done over this amount of damage, and it cannot be repaired in the time you have left. It's a physical thing. It's beyond opinion and idea. This is just the way fucking shit works.
Yeah.
If a car rusts from this side to that side, and you just let it sit there, eventually you can't drive it anymore.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. If you don't maintain shit, the earlier you start, the better off you are.
Yes.
Okay, I was not raised in that world. I was raised in a live hard, try to leave a decent looking corpse life.
See, and I'm kind of sort of like Rodney Carrington. By the time I'm done using this meat suit, I want people to go, "Holy shit!"
Well, that explains the arrow through the butt. Rodney Carrington.
Yeah. Oh, he's a nut job, but. And
Oh,
I was
speaking of
listening
which,
to some. Oh, what's his? Gosh darn it! I'm just having a hell of a time with
I know.
names.
That's why I was going to ask the question.
Oh, there you go. Ask it.
Yeah. Well, you didn't show up for the Dork Table last week, Dorkette.
I know.
And I was kind of wondering, how did you manage to survive your family?
Oh my God, we had so much fun. My brothers were talking stories. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. And some of the stuff and I didn't realize that. I mean, my brother Mikey had convinced the next two younger to go into the water and catch a poisonous snake, and it's like, did he seriously do that? And yeah, they did apparently, and they stuck it in a coffee can, and he brought it into the house, and Dad about killed him along with the snake. But oh my God, some of the stories they were telling, I laughed so freaking hard. Oh God, it was wonderful seeing my family, and we did a toast to my Auntie Wanda, and Brother Joey had all of this liquor in his liquor cabinet, and he had some, I don't remember the name of the tequila, but it was very, very high dollar, and I did like half a shot, and whoa, that's all I needed.
Yeah.
I was done.
You big date. Oh, speaking of half a shot, Free and Dork has to say about the Eddie Craig with Rob Works show. He said he called that a must listen.
It is.
And I went, well, yeah, because Eddie Craig can go and go and go for nonsense. Poor Rob was trying to get a word in edgewise, and the guy didn't hear him because he was talking. And he's so much louder. Rob's got a easygoing, quiet voice. And this Eddie Craig guy is like, he was like a meth head, trying to get $10.
Yeah, but he was trying to get that information out to people.
Well,
you get that way.
I'm just talking about the Here we go again. Differences.
Yeah.
I was talking about the comparison between him and Rob. I know what the message is. God, I've been around this fucking message for a long time.
Yeah.
But there's guys like that can state it to other people in ways that are easy to understand. I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah.
Because I have my opinions about it. This guy's got experience in the field and a police history and knew the law inside out, backwards, forwards. He's trying to tell you, hey, bring a cop to it. This thing that I normally charge for is free to the police because these fuckers don't know what they're doing. His claim was anything that you get arrested for, you can file a suit against them for unlawful arrest and beat them in court. If you do these things this way, which is how, this is how law really works, is they tell you it's this and it's really that. And then you get guys like Eddie Craig that come out and tell you what that is, that you weren't never supposed to know even existed.
Yeah.
$1 million not paid in traffic stops. That's a lot of, those revenuers are going to be pissed. He's probably got a bounty on his head.
Probably. Yeah, Free also said that Rob Works doing a broadcast every so often is cool. And yeah, it is cool because, Rob knows people and he does an excellent job. I've listened to his shows and he does an excellent job. And it is about quality, not quantity. Whereas, pretty much.
Shit.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes I like to use the Dork Table to let the other dorks know that some of the other dorks are being dorky.
Yeah.
Because you can't just assume. You gotta be informed.
Yep.
I found that to be true. I assume all the time, and when I assume, you know what happens?
Yeah. Yeah, do.
I get tired and go to sleep.
And all these damn videos I've been listening to lately, and they're just kind of off the wall and random and all over the place. But when you're informed, you are in a form.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Rob Works. I wasn't complaining in any way about Eddie. I was saying is that I could tell by his delivery was so, he has conviction. And you couldn't get a word in edgewise because he wasn't finished with where he was going with his idea at the time. And I was just amused by it. The difference in the two guys, on that one broadcast.
But that's what makes a good broadcast.
Opposites.
Yeah.
Moose Girl and Grimner.
Mm-hmm.
You
and me.
No. I wasn't going to say that.
I did. Because, I am
true.
the one that says it, and then you just go, oh, shit, she said that out loud. Yeah, I did.
Well, I see it the same, just in a different explanation. That's fair, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, like, you were saying, I was complaining about the lack of compassion that people have towards strangers that are in peril. I would not want to be a victim of an act of nature and then read on an internet site people going, fuck you, I hope you die.
Yeah.
That would make me feel like a sad little dork, Miss Mary.
It is one of those where you just kind of, and I tell you what, and it's been a couple years ago on Fakey Book.
Yeah.
And it was one of those, I was in this group that was supposed, talking about government and all that other fun shit. And I saw an interesting post, so I went over and I checked it out and I made a comment. And apparently one individual did not care for my comment. And I know. And his response to it was, I hope you get raped by 100 Muslims. And I was like, whoa, dude. Wow. Thank you very so much for, and I did. It just so totally floored me that I smarted back and said, thank you so much for being concerned about my sex life, but I think I'll do without for now. And
over an opinion, though.
Over an opinion. And I tell you what, all kind of people jumped all over his shit about that.
Good.
And later on, he wound up sending me a message apologizing, and I said, hey, you know what? It's already said. It's already done. And I took it as, you're pissed, and you just had a cybernetic hissy fit. And I just happened to be the one that you had the hissy fit at. So,
but
you know what?
It doesn't read that way. It reads the opposite way of how it really is.
Yeah.
I get preached at here on the RLM occasionally about how educated the opposition to my side of this game is. And I don't even feel like I'm an opposition, but they treat me as an opposition because I choose to be neutral in a game that you can't win.
Yeah.
See? And because I won't call a side or take a name, they give me names. I'm a commie, tax evader, hippie, whatever, you got to give something a name to identify it. But what I'm amazed at, Miss Mary, is how powerful silence is on the internet.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Because they'll fill in the blanks. You don't even have to say anything. Write your name and write out your blah, blah twice, and you'll get opinions.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Remember World Truth? Cirque wrote one of those things on the top. It said blah, blah, blah for 5-6 lines.
Yeah.
And people commented on it for days.
Yeah.
Or remember the no vowel hour?
Oh, yeah.
Try to write without any vowels and see how long you can do it.
Yeah.
They're just the goofy little things in life that make us laugh are more important to me than the hurricanes and the earthquakes, because they happen and they're devastating, but they don't happen as often.
Yeah,
I have a giggle at least every day.
Oh yeah. Well, and I love chitty chatting with your lovely bride, and she starts doing the whole Swedish chef thing. I seriously, which I do have to tell Circles, because in a conversation that we'd had a while back, I had said something about I'd laughed so hard I damn near peed my pants, and she said, "Oh, good for you, Mary. I haven't laughed that hard in a long time to where I peed my pants." And okay, yeah, last weekend. There were a couple of times where I had to make a mad rush to the bathroom because, oh my God, we were laughing so hard.
So it's not a tale of woe; it's a tale of near woe
No, it's a
and
tale of
public
wow. That is
education.
really a badge of honor when you are around people. And I
Yeah.
hadn't thought of it like that until Circles said it like that. But when
Well,
you are around enough or the people that make you laugh so hard that you lose
oh,
control of your bodily
yeah.
functions because you're so full of joy. It's like, wow, I
Yeah.
hadn't thought of it like that. So that is like a badge of honor. Y'all just made me pee myself.
Hey, speaking of peeing yourself, you know what my brother gave me for my birthday this year?
What's that?
A little car I could race on the wall,
Cool.
on the window. So I'm gonna do it when Cirque goes to work next week. I'm gonna do a racing circle on the window and try to drive the car on the window and keep it in the race car lines
Oh, how funny.
while the neighbors go by. The window is on the main street, so people are going to be driving, and there's like a stop. It breaks down to one lane, so people have to stop and wait for the other side to pass. And they stop right in front of this window I plan to use the car on.
Oh. Oh, that'll be fun. And yes, Frumpy, Patron is pretty decent, but this other stuff it's not Patron. It's higher
Oh.
price stuff. And it was really very smooth, but holy smokes, was it warm all the way down.
Wow. Well, here we go. Free's talking about Sweden's the rape capital of the world because of the Muslims. And Cirque works right across the river from the freaking Sweden. Sweden. It's right across you can see it from where she works.
And there's no dotted line.
But all these stories we hear about Germany and Sweden and all that, I don't know. Maybe it's happening over there, but where we live, it's peaceful and I don't know. And the
Yep.
Muslims here, they mind their business, and there's no mosques or any of that or shit. But there's Muslims, not many. I mean, I gotta admit that they don't like dozens and packs or anything like that. But I'm sure if you read about it on the internet, there would be.
Yeah. And
You
no,
know, by
Alan, it wasn't mezcal either. I can't. It starts with a D, but
Yeah.
and it's in a very fancy schmancy with a cork bottle top and all that. And oh, it was good stuff.
Why don't you Google expensive whatever that shit is and just end this conversation
Tequila?
about yeah, that's it. See, I can remember that. That's why I didn't do it for you.
Oh, thank you.
But I didn't want to just say that. I wanted to make it look like it was all you doing it wrong. That didn't work. That did not work too well, Miss Mary. My trickery and deceit was figured out. I was exposed as a trickster.
You was exposed. Ew.
Yeah. You win some, you lose some.
Okay, tequila brands.
Oh, you know what I'd like to do on the show today before it's over? I would like you to read the ingredients of one inoculation that the government is forcing on the population. Because you're doing the tequila thing, and that got me thinking about you and your ingredients. Because, wow, when you think about the shit that these people make pot illegal, and then they shoot you up full of crap that if you put it on a living plant, it would kill it. But we're going to inoculate this into your system, and don't worry, you'll be fine. Well, how come the pot plant died?
Yeah. Don Julio. That's what I had. Don Julio.
Don Julio. My friend, Don Julio. I like that.
He's my friend, Don Julio.
He
Yes.
has come to Oh, never mind. That was that Beavis and Butthead shit. I almost went with it. Because, they're going to... What was that? They're going to penetrate your bunghole?
Ew.
Or was it might have been Liberate. Can't remember. Well, this is like 20, 30 years ago when it was on some TV. You don't remember Beavis and Butthead? How old are you again?
I remember Beavis and Butthead, but I didn't really watch Beavis and Butthead.
Well, that's because you weren't a stoned guy.
No, my kids watched Beavis and Butthead occasionally.
Yeah, I never was one of those guys to get stoned with my buddies and sit around and watch porn. We would get stoned and sit around and watch cartoons. We must have been some kind of weirdos because, that's what society has deemed me at this time. You know that? Yeah, I'm so
Ah.
sad. But only internet society. Real society accepts me pretty good. I get treated really good. I like it. Yeah.
Hmm.
You'd be amazed considering how the show goes and sometimes the text on the RLNM. I'm quite the popular fella when I go into town, little lady, let me tell you. Brag, brag, brag,
Wow.
brag. Hey, I know I should brag about how much money I got and how I retired from the FBI after 32 years, but no, I'm going to brag about I go to the store and people are decent to me. It is not a fucking drag to go to the store. And I find that a pleasure because usually where I've been in my past, going to the store was it was like pulling toenails off. Ugh, fuck. This is going to be painful.
Hmm. Oh, and he's okay. Free and Dork is doing Don
But
Lunas, but it's Don
oh,
Julio.
Don Julio.
Don
Well, there's
Julio
probably
was
more than one kind though.
yeah.
You liquored up little woman, you. Hey, we
Yeah.
ought to get you liquored up one of these here dork tables. We do shots every 15 minutes.
Oh Jesus! That's like when my daughter
Oh
took me to see who was it? Red,
no?
Shinedown, and
Right.
Seether um, at the Cotillion down at Wichita.
Mm.
And Red was absolutely amazing. They were the very first, and they kicked ass. But
Okay.
in any case, before we went to the concert, and this was
Yeah.
for my birthday, um, we decided to do a little drinking game. We decided to listen to the song Thunderstruck, and every time they said thunder, you had to take a drink. Well, they were drinking beer where I was drinking strawberry margarita. I got lit. I do
Lit.
remember. I do
Oh,
remember when Red Seether. Oh no, it was Red Seether and oh crap. No, I can't remember. Oh
then
well.
you were
In any
drunk
case,
enough. Never
yeah, I
mind.
was drunk enough. But during the last band
Yeah.
that was playing, not
Yes, the
Shinedown.
last bit. No, it's shine
In
down.
any case, during the last band when they were playing, the Seether came out in the audience and they were kind of mingling with everyone, and my daughter and I were dancing with the band and just having a grand old time, and I was just drunk as a skunk. Oh
Good.
man, I don't do that shit anymore. Whew.
Hey, you know what?
What?
They're trying to make cash illegal here.
Really?
Sure, it's
Well,
coming.
cash should be
They've
illegal. You
gotten on
shouldn't
the
have to
start of
use
it.
cash for anything. Everything should just be you walk into the store and what you need you just
Yeah.
get.
Well, what it should be and what it is.
Are
Come
two
on, let's
completely different things. Yes.
because our reality has been skewed so that we'll despise each other and not think the other guy deserves a meal.
Yeah, but
It's made this way on purpose.
that's
They want
that's the
us to
way
hate each other.
that's the way they don't. They everybody says we need to have a one world government, or they're always saying a new world order and a one world government. Well, yeah, I agree. We do need a new world order, one that doesn't involve governments.
Yeah, one that
Period.
doesn't intrude in your business. These are
Yeah.
the guidelines that you live by, and they should be written properly because the crap you've got right now is just garbage.
Well,
Have you ever fucking read the fucking Bill of Rights? When does any of that shit come in fucking handy when you're alive?
yeah.
Or not in court? It's all finance. Bunch of bullshit, freedom of speech. I've never found it necessary to stand in somebody's fucking front yard and scream at them at the top of my lungs. That's what telephones and doors were made for, so you can go talk to people. So where does freedom of speech come in? Commerce, just like traveling.
Ooh, ooh.
I'm pissed about all this shit, and it's all right here where I live too. And if I was still addicted to the fucking car, I'd be pissing and moaning about driving.
Yeah.
But nah, my addiction to cars, I lost that a while ago. And I went out in a Mustang, so hey, it was kind of cool.
Oh, hey, there you
Yeah.
go.
last car I drove was a Mustang. So wow, what a way to retire. I feel like I'm a good, I got everything that I really wanted to get,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's so simple that it's not appealing to people.
Yeah. Well,
No, it's not.
sometimes things are
You know
just
what?
entirely too simple, and they go,
No,
it can't be that easy. Yeah, it
I don't
can.
mean it that way. We're all taught to value life in financial terms, in accomplishment terms, in competitive terms, say, right? And if
Uh-huh.
you avoid that kind of mindset and try to get out of it and not be that way, which is really difficult because I'm a competitive fuck. I did it for a long, long time.
Mm-hmm.
Letting it go is a lot harder than I thought it would be. You know,
Okay, I
what?
got to do this. Free and Dork says
Uh,
cashless society means controlling folks. Call these folks out for what they are, book burners, out of control freaks, which, yes, that is their cashless society. But everything has multiple ways of looking at it.
yeah,
And
because
their
there's no
cashless
real money
society
anyway.
is not allowing you to have something tangible that you can exchange with someone else for something else tangible. They want it all to be digital. They all want it all to
Yeah,
be
yeah,
cybernetic. And
yeah,
then they can, with
yeah,
the push of a button, say, oops, you don't have anything left. I therefore controlled your
yeah.
ability to access something tangible like food.
And
Whereas my idea of a cashless society is a society that you don't need to have a medium of exchange. People go out and they produce what they wish to produce. Others go out, and yes, that's going to take a massive shift in mindset, a massive shift.
no,
But
all you got to do is stop living in bullshit lies and stories. If you lived honestly, you wouldn't have to worry about the next guy fucking you because
Well, and yeah, you
it wouldn't
wouldn't have
happen.
looters. You wouldn't have people that go into stores and clean the fucking shelf because they're going, oh, we
Yeah,
got a hurricane coming. I got to get all this for me. Doesn't make a shitting bit of difference that you break half of it trying to get it into your cart because
yeah.
you've got to get it for you. If you have a
It's
society where you don't have to do that, where you don't have to worry about that kind of shit, when it's just people
yeah,
go in and, oh, you
yeah,
know what? I need a computer. So they go in and they
yeah,
get a computer.
yeah, yeah.
Instead of these crazy ass day before Christmas or day after Thanksgiving sales where everybody's
Mhm.
going in and knocking each other out and all this fun shit just so that they can get to that one piece of shit electronic equipment that odds are if there was a truck wreck of any kind, it got packed back into that truck and all the damaged boxes got stuck in the middle. No, no. If you don't have this craziness going on and this whole supply and demand and
Yeah, well,
lack of,
Free was mentioning they made the high bills in India illegal sometime about 5 6 months ago, maybe.
yeah.
I would think it was this year. And well, they did the same thing here. I think there's rumor of the 1,000 kroner note being recalled as a form of exchange, and they're blaming it on the drug industry.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, people that buy that stuff don't do it in 1,000 kroner notes. That's not the way it's done.
No.
So
No.
it's just like I agree with Free. Control, control, control. But if that's the game to play, then just figure a way how to play it. And I'm
Or come up with your own game and make that other game as so appetizing that others
no,
want to go along and play with it. That's the way I
no,
look
no,
at
no,
it.
no.
Instead of
I mean
fighting
Denmark,
against something or
Mary,
working within the system in a.
Mary. I can't not work in the fucking system. I don't speak their language. What would I do? Are you insane?
Yes, I am.
Please. No, there's limits. But
That's
the
why the
one thing
system needs to go down.
But the one thing that I did appreciate about Eddie Craig, why I brought up that he did a show with Rob Works, is he identifies in that one show that all the law everywhere is all based on the same shit.
Yeah, shit.
Well, if you know how to fight it in one place, you know how to fight it in another. It's just a matter of language. But the core of the law, the way they misrepresent it is no different here in Denmark than it is in England or it is in America. You're getting butt raped every time a fucking lawyer opens his mouth.
Yes.
And
the only
anybody
reason we
that's-
have laws is because people aren't taught the difference between what is right and what is wrong.
Okay, I think it's more the overpopulation on purpose and the lack of resources to make this happen the way it's happening. Not what you just said. I'm more specific about it. I blame it on the system planned this.
Oh yeah.
And they got the results that they wanted, but they lied to the people about it.
Yeah, and they convince the people that, even though you have to go and ask permission for everything, you're free. You're free. You're the
Wow,
freest
yeah.
country in the world.
Well, you might be. I don't know. What
I
is
don't
a
know
free
either.
country? Wow. I've been away so long, I've had so much time to give this real deep consideration. What the fuck does it mean to claim I'm American? What whoop-de-fucking do? I'm standing here. I'm just another guy in the place. So who cares what country I'm from?
Yeah.
All they care about is that when the card goes through the machine, that it doesn't say beep beep, no good,
Yeah.
and that I don't walk around slapping people because I'm in a foul mood, or pissing on the side of the street in front of people, being some kind of idiot, which is now the American norm because they overcrowd places to the point of there's no way around it.
Well, yeah.
I've been in cities where I was passing through on a bus or something and wandered off and got a coffee or something, needed a bathroom, and because I didn't spend money in the store, they wouldn't let me use the toilet. It's like, well, where do you want me to go? On your fucking door? I mean,
Yeah.
what's wrong with people now? And this now thing goes back to the 70s.
Yeah.
Because I started to notice when I was just before I was a teenager that there was something fucking really wrong with grown-ups.
Yeah.
And I was determined never to be one of those fucking assholes. And the luck my life has brought me is I've never had to be one. Now I get harassed a little bit about being so immature, but fuck them. I'm too old to punish now. What are they going to do? Take away my fucking right to vote?
No, they're going to take away your birthday, damn it.
I don't give a shit. Hey, wait, that's coming up. I want gifts. Okay, yeah, I got a birthday. Send presents to everybody that's got a lot of money, Alan. That was a subliminal dork message from the good folks at Flashco.
Ah, there you go. Well,
Yeah,
you were talking
my
about being
brother-
able to use the bathroom and stuff last weekend,
Yeah.
stopping at a gas station. And when you
I
went...
didn't say a gas station. I
in-
said a business.
I know, but
that
last
refused.
weekend when I stopped at a gas station, you had to actually go and ask for the key to use the restroom.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it's like,
That was
wow.
That was in California when I was growing up, because the overcrowding, people steal and break shit on purpose for kicks and giggles and boredom and lack of education. And then the shit that they call education is so far from an education that you grow up and when you're 20 years old, you know how to change a fucking flat tire on the car that you just didn't buy.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't even know that you don't own anything that you register or insure. You've given title up. So
Yeah.
that means that you can't have a fucking title. If you don't register, insure it, you can't have it. And then once you do register, insure it, it doesn't belong to you anymore.
Yeah.
And when I realized all that back in the 80s, I went, fuck them. I'll drive somebody else's car that's gone through all that shit, and I won't bother with all this crap.
There you go.
I did it till 2011.
Well, I mean, it's not like you can take it with you, so
Well, there's...
you're just
okay.
renting it for a while.
What?
Whatever you think you own, you're just renting it for a while.
Oh, right. Well, I don't get why the masses as a group, collective, they don't seem to really understand that taxes, theft, you're being lied to about every fucking thing that you hear is bullshit at some level of it. You're not being told the straight truth.
No.
Right. But we know that. Everybody knows that, but refuses to stand against it. And if you do stand against it, there's more of them than there is of me. And I found avoiding it to be a lot, it was more comfortable to be alive than dead. Yeah. So you comply. I mean, you don't run around the streets with guns and steal, and that's stupid. But there's ways to not work that are while you work. It's paperwork.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you an example. In the late 70s or early 80s, I'd want to go from, say, L.A. to New Jersey. And I didn't have any money, but I wanted to go. So I'd go out and catch a ride, hitchhike, and get a ride in a truck. Guys go, hey, where are you going? And I'd tell them, and they say, hey, you want to unload me for $40? Hell yeah. And back then, $40 could last you a freaking week if you're on the road.
Yeah.
Right? So I'd unload a truck for $40. There's 4 hours worth of work to survive a whole week.
Yeah.
Well, that's how I managed to get through life, more so than, I've got a 40-hour work week. I did that shit for a few years, and I didn't like it.
Yeah.
And then owning a business is even worse than working for a business. Hey, Wayne. And oh shit, sorry, Mary.
No, that's okay.
Anyway, yeah. Oh, well, my mind. But my opinion of these things differs from everybody else, which is really how we're supposed to be. And what I think tolerating the other guy is, well, he works for this company and he has insurance to pay and a house mortgage and kids. I should be tolerant of that because I don't want to live like that. That's what tolerance is to me. The other guy does it this way, and I refuse to do that. But that's okay if that's what he wants to do. That's good for you.
Yeah.
But the bragging about what you got, and I got a house and a truck and a boat. I don't give a fuck what you have. You're talking to me on the internet and typing about such an important issue as what you own. Quit wasting my time.
Yeah, I have a blanket fort.
Really? What color is it? Is it multicolored?
It depends which blanket I use. I actually don't have one right now because I need to do, because I didn't get to do my cleaning last weekend because I wasn't home. So this weekend it's like I've got piles of things that need to go in the laundry yeah.
Wait a minute. Did you forget who you're talking to? Didn't get to do your cleaning. Wow. Yes, dear.
Yes, dear.
You don't get to do things you don't want to do. You have to do things you don't want to do.
No, actually, I don't mind doing that. And that's one of those discussions that I was having the other day was, if you really don't mind doing it, or if you kind of sort of enjoy doing it, is it really a job? It's like, when I say I'm playing out in the yard, that really, to me, that is playing because I'm out there, I'm making progress, I'm making the yard look better, and yeah, there's a little bit of sweat equity in it, but still.
Oh, speaking of sweat equity. About a week ago, Cirque's mom taught her how to crochet.
Yay!
Right? Now, wait a minute. Now, a couple years before I met Cirque, when you was at WT, I saw you knitting some hats.
Yep. And
one of them, it looked like it had a joystick on the top of it.
Yeah, it has one of those really long,
I want Cirque to knit me one of those. So I need the plans and the materials to know what they are. So the next time you talk to her. Yeah, I wear a knit hat with a joystick on it as a giggle. Yeah, why not?
Actually, if you make that joystick long enough, you can wrap it around your neck, and you've also got a scarf with your hat.
Yeah, but I don't think strangers are going to walk up to me and try to grab my joystick.
That would be kind of creepy, having a stranger come up and grab your joystick.
What if they did? Nah, the Danes are too shy for that. Unless they're really, really drunk or really, really young. Yeah, you know the older crowd is very subdued. They're not like all about streaking and screaming down the street when they set cats on fire. It's,
Ooh.
it's a very boring, quiet place.
Ah. Grimmy
Yeah.
says he hopes my blanket fort has good ventilation. Sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes when you fluff the covers, you really need to fluff them covers.
Yeah, those beef burritos really work, huh?
um,
Unfortunately, we must issue the following warning. Do not shoot your guns at the hurricane.
oh,
Wow. Thank you, Grimner, for that geek
wow.
message from RLM. I don't get it. Shoot guns at the hurricane? What?
There are some really messed up people that seem to think if you shoot at a hurricane, you'll get it.
You get what?
You'll wow. Okay, so
Group that's planning
a
to
Florida
shoot.
man who suggested shooting guns at Hurricane Irma out of
Mhm.
stress and boredom has found that his idea has captured people's imaginations.
Oh,
Aha.
okay. Stress and boredom. All right, that explains it. Yeah. See, I understand a gun for something to play with. I don't. I just think it's a coward's weapon. To shoot and kill somebody else is just cowardly. As something to aim at a target, I'm okay with that kind of shit. It's competitive, but to murder with it, nah, coward weapon. Fuck you guns. That's what I think. And if you disarm your fucking cops, there's your problem right there. It ain't the population. Population's always going to have guns. Get rid of the cops that have guns. That's what they did here. Cops don't carry guns out where I'm at. Tell
Yeah.
you that. But you know what?
What?
There's lots of farms around here, so you know what that tells you?
Lots of farmers.
Guns. Yeah, farmers got guns.
Yep.
Yeah. I think Denmark was here a lot longer than America, so they must have had guns way before America even got thought up.
I think so.
Yeah, and I think
Oh.
half of the Danish laws are just to let the rest of the world believe that we live here a certain way that really doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And they use the tax structure to keep the population down so that people won't move here. They don't want this population big. They like it small. It's a well thought out plan.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's why there's not very many of those conveniences that you find in big cities out here. So them city folk don't move out here.
Well, what made me think of it that way, Mary, is we have Sweden to one side and Germany to the other side. And all the internet stories about Sweden and Germany rotate around rape capitals, Muslim gangs traveling through Germany, raping women by the dozen, and all this shit. And we live north of all that where nothing happens. So apparently, if we were to cross the freaking channel and go to Sweden, why we'd probably get raped to death or something. Or go to Germany. Maybe they'd rape us to death there too. I don't know. I don't want to find out. But that's the rumor on the internet. If I was to believe everything I read on the internet, where I live is a hellhole.
Well,
And I should sell all my North Korean holdings
yes, you
and
should.
Iranian holdings. Don't
Yeah.
hold any property there. You're going to lose.
Florida. Yeah, Grimmy says, don't forget, it's Florida.
I lived in Florida a couple of different times, and I don't. It's the government, man. People are people everywhere I've ever been. I got along with no matter what country I've been in, what city I've been in, whatever I've needed to do. There's always been a way to do it. I always found places to live and stuff to do to occupy my life.
Yep.
So it's always for me been the system behind where the people are, but never the people.
Yeah. Oh, free and dork, honey.
Yeah.
Have we got our share of stupid people out here? That's why it's called Can's ass. Because
We make fun of
The-
every fucking thing anyway. This is the Dork Table.
Yeah.
And if you take us seriously, I think that you're a dork.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe not. Wow. Raining hard here at the moment. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Freeze in Florida. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, according to what okay, I don't usually watch the news, right?
Uh-huh.
Rarely do I even open links anymore. I'm educated the fuck out.
Yeah.
I'm tired of learning. There's nothing more for me to know. I'm not going to improve my life any by knowing anything anymore. So I'm satisfied with the knowledge I've got, and it gives me all this time to do fun things that I like to do instead of studying and learning and sweating and fuck. I'm an old man, man. I'm retired.
I've retired from the game, Miss Mary. I don't think I want to play no more. What do you think of that?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, hey, TD Sanders is over here on the effing side. Hey, TD. I just
TD
finally
showed up
come
a
over and
couple
clicked
times.
here.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to see that we're entertaining the old folk from WT.
Yeah.
It always makes me giggle.
Yeah. Oh, and she always shares such fun stuff. Oh, look at all them butterflies.
Butterflies. Are you chasing butterflies?
I like butterflies. I don't have my butterfly net, though, so if you say something extremely witty, I'm going to have to find my butterfly net so I can catch it. Dun dun dun.
I'm not sure what Freeze is responding to here. I don't know what I said or what you said that got that on the
What?
RLM chat. And those stories never talk about that they are not from America, but Haiti, comma, Cuban or another Mesoamerican country. And he's talking to Grim. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm not good at this chat way. I can't read and talk at the same time. Yeah.
Oh, I know, because it's a number of news stories coming out of Florida that's stupid shit. Which, there is a website with Florida news on it, and it's like holy crap and holy. Which you've got Meaner Soul as
Here we
well,
go.
and
Yeah.
there's every state has their share of dirty, 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 dirt. And
Well,
some of those
okay,
people probably look at us and think, derpy, derpy, derp. And that's okay. I don't have to wear that badge if I don't wish to.
I think it's the leadership of the that governed territory, not so much the people. The government does not represent you. It never did. It was never designed to do any of that.
No.
You just got told that at school so you'd be more compliant to it.
Well, you were told that the government represents you so that they could have that division of, these people here, they know what's best for you. Even though they don't know you from Adam or Eve or Steve. They
government
know what's best for you.
Financial interests, Mary, best for you, please. Oh, free you talk away. I don't tell anybody what to do except Hansel because he's ridiculous. Everybody else seem to get along with just fine.
Yeah. Don't
He
limit
said,
your
sorry,
comments,
sorry,
Free.
Flash. No, I like it when people comment. It just sometimes I read stuff and
It's
I
out of
forget to read the thing
context
before
and
it. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't following the whole thing completely, and I'm trying to chat with Mary, and we're sometimes trying to be funny.
And we're dorks.
And sometimes we're trying to make a point about what's good for you.
Yeah, because we know what's
I've
good for everyone because we're special people.
No, see, there you go. Being sarcastic. What I was getting at is we know a lot of people that do.
Yes, we do.
And you can put yourself there all you like, but I've learned many things from you through your oils and your opinions about shit. And opinions change.
Yes, they do.
There you go. Well, there's a certain kind of person that you will encounter that you will recognize that opinion is never going to change.
Yes.
And,
yes.
Well, it's a learning thing for me because one-on-one, I've always been capable of sitting down with another guy when we had differences of opinion and coming to terms. And I finally met somebody that is so hateful. This guy makes cause look nice.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm kind of
Oh, and I
Between the
never do that
earthquake.
free and dork. Wink, wink, wink,
Uh,
wink. I
oh,
never say anything inappropriate.
oh no shit. We do this every fucking time we do the dork table, say inappropriate things. But I was rocked about the earthquake and the hurricanes.
Yeah.
Well, as I've gotten older, I've softened, and I'm not so much, I hope those fucking people die over there. I don't really think I ever was in that frame, but I leaned that way. I was more nasty than nice. And here I am older now, and I'm thinking, wow, I've been through these hurricanes and earthquakes, and I know how it feels. And the last thing you need is that negative shit on top of what life is doing to you. There's this wavelength of just total cunts wishing it worse on you while you're already suffering.
Yeah.
They don't even understand that there's a reality to it, because when you're devastated in an earthquake or a hurricane, all there is left is other people. You got no electricity, you got sometimes no running water. It depends on what happened to your house, how bad the storm was or the earthquake. And I just, wow, to wish more harm on somebody in that position is just beneath me. I was
It is
insulted
pretty
by
vile.
it.
It's pretty vile.
Yeah. Well, okay, but then again, that's my opinion. But to be so hateful to the next guy because of the country he was born in, like you choose the fucking country you were born in.
Yeah.
I mean, how many idiots out there think that they were lucky to be born in a certain country? It's all the fucking same.
Yep. Oh, I got to tell you this because we're discussing this, and I refreshed my Fakey book page, and right there up top, there are some people who always seem angry and continuously look for conflict. Walk away. The battle they're fighting isn't with you; it's with themselves. And yeah, wow, talk about synchronistic, having that pop up just as we're discussing.
Oh, well, that's my side of it too, because there's always his side of it.
Yeah. But
I always find
that's the kind of
falling-
stuff that last night on the radio I was talking about, little synchronicities, and I'm still kind of sort of, I like to think that they're synchronicities because I'll be talking about something or looking at something, and then all of a sudden I'll go somewhere completely different, and bada bing bada boom, there is something that's same line of thought or another aspect of the same line of thought, and I'm going, whoa, that's just way cool. And then I think of the biometrics that they have on the computer and all that other fun shit, and how this stuff is all pretty much, but still, when the devil is in the details kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of.
But
I understand.
it just kind of, it makes you go, whoa, and then I kind of sort of am, okay, so am I just trying to find order in the chaos, or is there really order in the chaos that I'm just finally starting to see a little bit of it?
No, you don't live in the angry side of it.
No, I don't.
No, I do. I came from it. I'm the spawn of anger, baby. Thought you knew that. I'll find that one miserable fuck in the group every time. I'll be drawn to it. It's what I do. It's what I've always done. And when people bash the things in life that are good for you on a public forum, and the majority of the room you're talking to knows you're full of shit, it's just time to be either ignored or called out on it. And when I ignore him, he calls me out. So I'm kind of in a catch-22 with this guy. I don't know what to do with him. When I don't respond, he talks to me anyway. And when I do respond, he just lies more. And I could lose important sleep over this kind of problem, Miss Mary. You don't know how it feels to be constantly called a drug-addled drug-addled hippie. I mean, This idiot, I smoke pot. This idiot's telling me to go snort chemicals from under your sink. I mean, what kind of stupid shit is that to say to another guy that you don't even know in the first place? I mean, I'm amused and insulted at the same exact time. I can't help it.
You know what? You were wanting me to read ingredients from, and a friend of mine is
Yeah.
over in Ireland is really working to get to where they don't, because they're trying to mandate the HPV vaccine, and so she's
Man,
sharing an
oh
awful
no.
lot of stories of young ladies that have been
It won't
very
matter.
harmed.
Yeah, it won't matter.
Well, she's trying
It
to.
won't matter. And I know that. And 1 out of 10, it won't make any damn difference. If
Well,
Scotland couldn't get out of the fucking EU or get out of the crown through a vote, I don't see this happening either. They're going to do the same thing. The people will be forced to comply out of fear and misunderstanding.
yeah. Well,
They
in
teach
the
us everything that's just wrong. I was watching Deadwood this week. You see reruns of old shows that you watch, or I do, and in a later date, I'll see the same scene I saw years ago, but I'll see it with a new twist. And in this one particular episode, they're doing the vaccines for this illness,
uh-huh.
where the whole camp comes down under, I forget what the damn disease is, but it gives you boils and all this crap, and they build a tent, and then but after the disease is taken care of, then they're inoculating everybody. Why? Okay, after what? And this is how they sell this shit to us, subliminal crap through the TV programming to us. They show you things that never happened, but you're looking at it happen because they made the time era look real. And, well, they had vaccines in those days, blah, blah, blah. I doubt it. I doubt they did the things the way they're explaining it, but they're using that information to control us today.
Yeah.
What
Okay.
good is an inoculation after you didn't get sick when the virus was getting everybody else sick? If you didn't get sick, what do you need a vaccine for?
Yeah, because you've
You're
already built
fucking
the
immune
antibodies.
to it. Yeah, you're immune to. Obviously, you're fucking immune to it. What do you need the vaccine for?
Well, this human papillomavirus, and this is the GlaxoSmithKline Biologicals one from 2016. It has
Oh, yeah.
vitamins, amino acids, lipids, mineral salts, aluminum as hydroxide salt, sodium dihydrogen phosphate, dihydrate, sodium chloride, and water. That is the growth mediums and the process ingredients. The vaccine ingredients,
Wow, I recognized aluminum and water.
yeah. The vaccine ingredients themselves is insect cell and vital protein, sodium chloride, aluminum hydroxide, bacterial cell protein, sodium hydrogen phosphate. That's the lovely stuff in the
Wow.
human
Okay.
papillomavirus.
Yeah, but you read the names and all that, but I don't know what any of that is. Do you?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay. I didn't know if I was just, the only dummy on the radio today. I thought it
Well,
was just me.
Yeah, and in influenza, which is right below it, it's got sodium chloride, monobasic sodium phosphate, dibasic sodium phosphate, monobasic potassium phosphate, potassium chloride, calcium chloride, sodium triiodide, ovalbumin. What the hell is ovalbumin?
Wow. It sounds like
Neomycin sulfate,
oh, nah.
thimerosal or thimerosal, egg proteins,
Ooh.
formaldehyde, and sodium
Oh.
dioxolate. That's almost like or deoxolate. What the hell is deoxolate? Is that like some kind of funky ass chocolate thing? I mean, there's just weird ass shit.
And isn't it strange that we live in a society that somebody would willingly go to a complete stranger and let them stick a needle in their body and inject God only knows what into them, and that same person will mock a heroin addict?
Yeah.
That same person will sit and for hours preach at you about how fucking stupid somebody is that will take a needle and put drugs in their body. Will do the same fucking thing because that idiot that's dealing it to him has a doctor in front of their name and no knowledge at all that what they're doing, they deserve it for their own ignorance. in my opinion, if they are of that kind.
Yeah.
If you just got lied to and believe the lie is different than being superior, you know?
Yeah.
Because this isn't about a superior or an inferior thing. It's about a survival thing. And it's so hard to tell the next guy without hurting his fucking feelings that all these things that we live and believe are bullshit. And no matter how you explain it or how many times you explain it, how you break it down, there's a wiring system or some kind of programming that some people carry that repels it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they usually end up name calling or identifying you in a group
Oh,
to
yeah.
defend themselves. That's usually what I find. I hear commie a lot when I won't.
Well,
when I
I'm going to
won't-
start
now,
calling you a
here's the-
communist pinko fag, damn it.
Yeah, but wait. The funny thing is, here it is I'm using my freedom to stand up, but it's being interpreted as I won't comply. Therefore, I am what I'm accused of being. It's backwards. It's like, well, not speaking doesn't tell you anything. Make up your own mind and go with that, but that doesn't make it true.
Yeah.
You know, just because I say you have blonde hair doesn't mean you have blonde hair. I can believe it all day and all night, but really doesn't. You know, how the fuck does it? Why does it matter?
I don't
What
know.
I
Why does
think-
it matter?
I don't know. What does it matter what I think about outside stuff? It's got a hook in me, you know? It's a social hook. That's how my control still works, is I fall into the pitfalls of society that I am accustomed to. And I treat people accordingly.
Yep. Holy smokes, I'm watching the chat over here, and Alan actually knows some people that Vinny knows.
Really?
Yeah, that's just way cool.
Oh,
Over there in Sunderland.
Yeah, he's in England now, but yeah, he was in the States for 50 years.
Yeah, that is just
kinda
cool.
Strange that the both of us got out of the country too, because wow, the things that are going on now are horrible.
Well, you just left one piece of dirt for another piece of dirt, but yeah.
Quieter. Well, you're right. Where there's less population, it was just life took us where it took us,
Yeah.
and somehow we both ended up on a parallel. He's west of me, almost dead west.
Uh-huh.
But but there's a body of water between us, so he's about 1,400 miles away or something like that.
Cool.
But started in L.A.
Yeah, isn't that just... It is...
Coincidence? How do you... I know. Destiny? I don't know. All I know is that life does what it wants to do, and you think you're making a bunch of decisions, but it's very deceptive.
Well, I think you do make a bunch of decisions, but as you're making those decisions, they start the ball rolling and help you. If you look back, then you can see that this led to this, led to this, led to this, led to this, and that's how. So, yeah, your decisions that you made 20 years ago are ultimately what got you where you are, which is why if someone were to ask me, do you want to go back and relive your life? No, because I like where I'm at right now. I really like where I'm at right now. I wouldn't change anything in my past. So.
Well, how could you anyway? That's such a... Hey! No, next to fractional reserve banking, time travel is my second favorite fantasy.
It would be cool to be able to look back and see, but I don't know that I wouldn't want to be able to go back and interact.
Who says you can't? You know? Because I've seen people and I've spoken to people that were considered mentally ill by my peers and society.
Uh-huh.
And had conversations with these folks to see what they would talk about. And one of the best conversations I ever had in my whole life, this guy in Crescent City, California, 1979. I was going up to. I would go up to the coffee house and have a cup of coffee and meet people. Sometimes read a book, whatever. And anyway, there's this kid about my age, and he was known as a lunatic in town.
Uh-huh.
And I'd never spoken to him, so I sat down and figured, well, I heard the rumors. Let's see what he talks about. And he spent a couple hours explaining to me about things like, well, Jesus was a bastard because he didn't have a father.
Well, yeah, technically.
Okay, well, whatever. But it was his expression. And for some reason to this day, some of the key points that he made over that little conversation all those years ago stuck with me. That I remember them. I don't value them. It's not like I judge the God thing on that conversation. It was just so memorable to hear that from another person and just live and get along with him.
Huh.
Because other folk had they were violent about it. Oh, you can't talk about Jesus like that. Why not? He's talking. What if Jesus is everything you say he is? What does he need you to protect him for, you dumbass? This is a mental guy talking nonsense. Leave him be. That's how I saw it. But I remember the conversation because of what he said. It was so antisocial. Yeah.
Yeah.
And taken so personal by people. Wow. They get all worked up over a couple of fucking words? Over a dead guy.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I don't get it. I thought maybe you would because, you're a girl. You have those special girly feelings.
Well, yeah, I do have the feels. Yes, I do.
Wait a minute. And now for the... Okay.
And I do get a bit soggy sometimes. And
Oh, hey, here we go. I knew you, dirty girl.
no.
Oh, jeez. I never heard it put quite like that. I've heard wet, but soggy is a new one.
No, I didn't mean soggy like that, although I have been known to get that way as well. But
the hurricane's not going to hit you, so it had to be sex.
Well, no, I catch myself, and I know last night, I don't remember how Sock worded it, but I read a message that Morgan Freeman had done on today'sinstitutions.com, and I tell you what, I struggled getting through that without, getting really soggy-eyed, because it really connected.
I want to ask Grim to do us a favor.
Okay.
Because he wrote, I heard him talking about the Rackatoo. Him and Moose Girl have been doing their program off Rackatoo for a year or so. And if Grim does these tutorial links things, and if you could post one, how to operate the Rackatoo, I'd even take a look at it and try to figure it out. That would be really cool of you to do that. Because, we're always bugging Grim to do something for us on the site.
Yep.
So I'm just piling on to the already, the pile.
Yeah. Yeah. And
well, at least it's like there's certain people, if you ask Grim to do something, you're going to get it done right.
Yes, that is true.
And I can always trust his stuff is going to work. So I don't got to worry about all that. So that is more why I always go to him. But there's other Cowboy Tech, Sock Puppet, who else? Number One. There's a few.
Yeah.
That know more about the tech than they'll help you out. But I gotta think for Grim's links.
Yeah.
Because it's got the gravelly voice and it's fun. He takes you through the steps of, and then you do this and then you do that. Push this button here and stick that there.
I know, and it's just so easy and so step by step, and yet I'm still such a dork. Because you talk about you can't broadcast on your own, and Grimmy has showed me how and walked me through, and I'm still using my Sam.
We're so stubborn.
Yes.
we must be dorks. And see, there's the geek in Grimm tolerates the dork in us because we're kind of, I don't know, dorky, lazy. If somebody else is doing it, why do you got to learn to do it? They already know how to do it.
Yeah.
That's called delegating authority in my world. You know how I live.
Yeah.
There's no reason for two people to clean the same bathroom. It's, it only one. Yeah, it's or cook a meal or whatever. It's a one person thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let them do it. I ain't going to do it. I don't mean that so much as I mean it's still you're gonna put it on him as much as I am, and he tolerates us because we do what we do.
Yes, bless his heart. Grimmy's pretty freaking awesome.
Okay, well, there's your cashless society in a way that translates.
Yeah.
It is that here's a bunch of electronic friends on a wacky doodle website that really don't physically know each other, but we interact, and you do this for me, and I do that for them, and that's a society.
Uh-huh.
And we don't expect payment. Grimm doesn't expect anything. Asking to help carry the load is not expecting; it's asking.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when you and Cirque did WT.
Yeah.
If people wanted to help, that was nice, and if they didn't, you're going to do the site any fucking way. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
It was just a matter of help me out. I do things for you. You do what you can, and everybody doesn't do the same thing.
No, but see, that's what makes it work, is everybody doesn't do the same thing, but yet when they all do their little bit, then it becomes a bigger thing.
Right, and getting that, see, it doesn't work in your daily life if you live in a big city because you're so spread out. You got to drive here to do this, and then you got to drive there to do that, and I lived in it, and I understand it differently today than I did when I was doing it.
Yeah.
You're spread out so thin that you can't give any one thing any attention.
Yeah.
And now today they call it multitasking because we have the freedom and of electronics. So now you overload and you do 5 electronic things at once, which means instead of doing one thing well, you do 5 things okay. So it gets the same result as once they used to make us run around physically. Now they make us run around mentally, but they control the wavelength we do it on, and we've done shows on that.
Yeah.
Through the free energy with Larry Woods and so on. And there's a lot of people that agree that there's a fact to it, but they don't. I don't think any one of us really has an understanding where it's easy to speak of. It's just never been a big topic. Wavelengths that run our lives and how they affect us. Okay, dork.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there we go. We're back in unicorn farting rainbow land again, and the bulk of people would respond to me in that fashion. And then there's the Dork Table, where I can go every week when you're around. And vent my opinions about shit, and I find a few of the folk on the RLM that agree with the core of it.
Yeah.
Like we're not free. What the fuck does free mean? Who would want to be free? If you define free, in my reality, it would be nobody in your life to bug you, which means nothing, just being by yourself. That's freedom. It's not what we're taught it is. It's the illusion of somebody else enforcing rules for you to live under is no way freedom. But they sell it that way.
Yeah.
What a crock of shit. Well, that's my interpretation of it. That seems to be Grimner's interpretation of it as well. And others. I don't want to speak for everybody in the room at the moment, but, I know Vinny. Fuck, I know my brother.
Yeah.
And the same people. And these guys, in their way, play the game.
Yeah.
To survive, because they don't want to live on a mountaintop or in a desert alone. Because to be free is to be alone, I think.
Well, and see, to me, to be
Hmm.
free is quite a burden, and yet
Yeah,
not.
yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
when you are truly free, then that means whatever you do, you know that you have to deal with the repercussions
Yeah,
and ramifications of every
everything.
word
Yeah,
and every action that
deed,
you do.
every deed. Yep. Yeah. We agreed again. What the hell's going on?
I
Oh,
know. That's just messed.
ooh, I'm telling you. But I still think in our little society um, that we get along as well as we want to. You know, it's decisions we make
Yeah.
based on what we read.
Yeah.
And there you go.
Yeah. Well, decisions we make based on all input that we get. Even if it's just seeing someone's facial expression, which we may read that facial expression as anger when the other person is just, that's how they look when they're confused or frustrated.
Uh, I don't
So,
know. I don't know. Yeah, we take life so seriously that it's not fun sometimes. And it's where I was pushed. God, man, they beat me for 40 years for ain't you ever gonna grow up? And by the time they stopped doing it, I'd already now I'm that dog that doesn't get kicked when you pass him by. And he said, why don't you kick me anymore? What did I do wrong?
yeah, it's what you get accustomed to or what you get used to.
Yeah,
And yeah,
whatever attention you get is the attention that you're seeking. The majority of it. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, so little of what I get is negative, but it sure gets my attention because it's insulting to have judgments based on nothing, things that don't matter, like your income. I don't care how much. I've never asked you how much money you make.
yeah, because I don't have a printing press, so I don't really make money.
Right, but
But I do
when you,
make dinner rolls and I make zucchini muffins. And
I
actually, the other night I made a killer potato dish.
ooh,
But
but
yeah, it's awesome.
I only know you work because you've brought it to my attention. I've never asked you.
Yeah,
I've never asked anybody on the RLM where they work. What for? What difference does it make?
yeah,
Yeah. If I know you as lines on a screen and you're living poor, does that make you less than somebody that lives in a big house with a brand new computer or something? You know, you're a person that I talk to,
yeah,
and that's how I want to look at it. Well, we got people in the world that want to have you identify and name and join groups and pick sides, keep the anger flowing. And I'm a pigeon for that fucking anger because you know, I grew up that in anger.
yeah. See, and I
Yeah.
grew up surrounded by some weirdness occasionally, and
Oh
and
yeah, there was
some
plenty of
anger and all that
weirdness.
other fun stuff. But I've decided that I don't like that, and so therefore I just try not to go there. And for the most part, I really am a pretty happy-go-lucky person. I mean,
Oh
occasionally I
yeah.
let things make me cranky, but I allow them to do that, and I own that.
Yes. Yeah. Well, there you go. Well, okay. Are there ever times when something is spoken that is so vile that it actually irritates you to your core?
Yes.
Okay. Then it's not just me, it's my opinion, but I'm not the only one that has an opinion on that side of the argument. You
Yeah.
know? Because I think it's really cruel to spit in somebody's face when they're lying down after they got hit by a car.
Yeah.
I just cannot see me doing a thing like that. Maybe at one time in my life when I was young and stupid, but once I, matured a little bit and started to value living, those kind of things they vanished. They diminished.
Yeah.
So now I've come to the point where instead of wishing anybody harm, I just wish on them what they want me to have.
There you go.
That's the best response I can come up with. And I find sometimes it insults people
Yeah.
because they want me to suffer. So they wait a minute, you can't do that. See?
Yeah.
Deflection, it works. Oh, we're so easy to. We're sheep. You hurt us with behavior.
Yeah. See, and I
And
heard the
yeah,
other day
yeah,
someone said that they try to live their life by doing things that make them happy while
yeah.
not interfering with someone else's happiness.
Well,
And
I don't
that,
know.
that if they do what makes them happy and they're not infringing upon anyone else, then leave them be. They're not
Yeah,
bothering anybody.
yeah. Oh, and speaking of, Vinny's agreeing with that. What I said about I've got enough information at this point where further links and all that. Then it's just opinion now. I I've not chosen a side. I've chosen to believe that every idea and everything we're trying to be sold is bad for us. All of it. So if the system wants me to have it or know it, I don't want it.
See, and I am kind of sort of at that point where it's like I will take
Yeah,
any
still put
kind of
respect.
input you send my direction, and I
You're a
will
warm
either
and
take it
loving
in or
person.
I will ignore it. But
Yeah,
that will be my choice.
Mary, you're a warm and loving person. I'm an ogre. Arg.
Yeah, I know. You're the troll under the bridge.
that's 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 the rumor, Ike. Well, it's okay. Somebody's got to be a villain. You know,
Yes.
in the reality that we live in, you've got good and evil, and these people will not never let go of it.
Yeah.
That's what they know. That's what they want. That's how they are. Avoiding it is very difficult, and I get sucked into it so easily. You know.
Yeah.
But being aware, like I always say, being aware of that problem is not so easy to do as it sounds.
No, it isn't. And especially
When my
recognizing it in yourself.
Yeah, when my emotions take over, fucking reason is gone.
Yeah.
Then I just want to be a mean prick and play, call people names, write bad things, and what the fuck? It's my nature. Why? Because it's what I was raised with. Okay, get a control over it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just like to run with it, though.
Well, and I think that's just part of this human experience is just running with
Yeah,
it sometimes.
I don't know, but we made it through a Dork Table.
Yes, we did.
Yeah,
Yes, we
yeah.
did.
And guess what's going to happen in a couple of weeks?
I don't know. What's going to
I'm
happen in a couple
I,
weeks?
I'm going to add a digit to my digits.
Sweet. Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah, you're a
right.
month. Yeah, you're a month older than me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and Grimner is, and Becky. Well, just had birthdays.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was older than I am, but he was an August baby. Who else?
Grimmy
We had a
is
few
Grimmy's a
birthdays last month.
year and 3 weeks younger than me.
Oh, uh, Hans doesn't like the Dork Table. Vincent,
Uh,
life is fair.
yeah, well,
See, maybe there is a God. Edith. It says
ah.
there on every other page of your Bible there, Edith. Wow.
Yeah.
And to close the show, I got one thing to say. I really worry about religious people because of this one fucking basic idea.
What's that?
It says, well, the story goes, in the beginning, the Almighty God was hanging around in darkness, looking over the. And then he starts talking to himself and decides to make shit.
I know. And then he says, "Let there be light." And he looked around and he went, "Holy fuck, is this what I created?"
But
Shit.
who was he speaking to if he was alone? It says the great void is he. What? That means there's a void out there that we're fueling. Beware, people. Beware.
Ooh. Oh, well.
Oh, yeah. Hans is just a pitiful piece of work. Violent, vile. He can kiss my ass. I'm talking to Vince because I understand what he's doing. But, man, I've been through a coder that was nastier than it, but not at this level. I mean, wishing people ill, it struck me as hard. I don't know. Something's wrong with me. I'm going to be that fucking sensitive to your opinion about other people dying never bothered me before. Not years and years before, but as I've aged, I've noticed I'm getting sensitive to this shit because I'm coming to terms with my own mortality.
Ah.
I don't want to die.
And
So,
speaking
not
of
wanting
getting close to
yeah.
the end of our time,
but
we're
not
pretty
wanting
much out of
to
time.
works better when you don't want the other guy to either. Yeah, I just
Ah.
wanted to say that.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Thanks a lot, everybody. It was fun.
Thanks, everybody, for listening into the Dork Table here on RealLibertyMedia.com, Channel 3, and all the other RLM places later and simultaneous. And, wow, we're simulcasted. Woo! Let's see. I don't think there's anything else planned for today because the other two shows are kind of not going
Yeah.
for a while.
That's what Grim said on the Freakers Ball last night.
Yeah, but
Nothing for us.
Grimmy will be around tomorrow at noon Eastern time to play some blues, leading into Hal Anthony, who's going to open up a can of whoop ass on yo ass behind the woodshed, and Gary L and Gigi's Boo. If they don't get hit by weather, will be on the road less traveled tomorrow evening. So,
Cool.
thanks everybody for listening in. I will be back on Wednesday for a Wackadoodle Wednesday.